Hey everyone, it's Don's Field of Dreams. Doing a video because I saw a lot of videos from the National, a lot of great videos, and looks like y'all had a great time. But I'm going to do this video on what it's like not to be at the National. And it wasn't because I had anything else going on. It just, some things in my life and our families, it wasn't prudent to go. And it's amazing how many people were reaching out to me, and somebody sent me a text from the show and said, "Hey, do you have one of these?" And I said, "I don't." And he responded back, "Well, you do now," which was just awesome. I had another YouTuber, maybe the last month or two, coming up to it, is like, "Man, I really want you there. I'm going to pay for your flight and I have a hotel room for you." That's amazing how generous that is. But I'm too stubborn and proud to take that. And even my wife agreed. I wasn't going to have somebody pay for my flight and my hotel room, but it just goes to show you, which you all know, how many great people are in this community. So, in hindsight, it might have been good that I didn't go to the National. A couple things happened in my life. The first one being about 2 weeks ago, I was sitting right here with my dog right next to me, and literally this 10-second storm blows through here. And the result of that storm is it's one of the branches that was laying in my yard, and there was like 2 or 3 others. That's how my roof on top of my porch looks now. So I'm dealing with that. And if I take a walk back here, kind of see, back up a little bit. I've got a lot of firewood now. This is where I used to store my wood. A little smashed up. I don't know if you can see, but there's where some of the damage is up there. But that's just stuff. And that's why I've got insurance. And that'll all be taken care of. The second thing that happened, I wanted to talk about my dog, Barley, a golden retriever. Now, I don't believe I ever showed Barley in any videos. And, there's a lot of guys. You got Scott, Reindeer Studio, has his cat in the background. And John Mangini would be holding his cat. And we all know the famous Norman with Mike in the background. But this is Barley, my golden retriever, and that's my son with him. And every time I would come out here, you can see if I flip the camera over here, I've got a TV right here. And that's where I watch all your videos. And Barley would lay right down here next to me. Barley would have been 13 in September, but last Saturday we had to put him down. And if you've ever had an animal and had to put one down, it could be one of the frickin' worst things ever in life. And Barley made it easy on us, though. He was so sick that there was no doubt he had cancer. There was no doubt that man, I didn't think I'd get a little choked up over this. There was no doubt that he needed to be put down. It wasn't like, well, are we doing the right thing, the wrong thing? He wasn't eating anymore, and he used to eat like a horse. He wasn't running around. He was just laying there. He woke up the morning we put him down, laying in his own feces. And fortunately, we were able to take him down to my in-laws' lake house where he loved to swim, and our neighbor's a vet, and we put him down right there. So I did have a YouTube buddy that used to sit here and watch videos with me, but it was his time, and almost 13 years for a golden retriever is pretty good. So not going to the National, I started, because of all that stuff, I wasn't like excited, even though I wasn't going, but I think I wouldn't have been excited. And I started watching some videos, and it was great seeing Scott, Reindeer Studios, and Eric driving out, and Maiko and Big Scott. Last year I drove out with Bob Lewis and Jake, Legends Never Die, and Scott, Reindeer Studios, and we just had an absolute blast. So that was getting me a little bit in the mood, because I was like, they're going to have a blast. And then people started showing cards in the show, and it was nice, and I was happy for everyone. But I wasn't like, oh my God, I wish I was in this show. I wish I was in those owls. Like, I didn't get any cards. Like, I didn't miss that at all. But I miss you all. And yeah, I know we all say it. But when Eric started filming the Thursday night get together, I was like, this really sucks. There's all my friends that I, for the most part, I only get to see once a year. A couple people I get to see here and there, and that was tough watching that. Just jealous, really. And for all you guys, that was either your first time at the National or your first National as a YouTube member. I think you all know what we've been talking about now, how great it is to meet everyone and how generous everyone is. And you might be surprised how tall someone is or how short someone is or how fat or whatever, but everyone's pretty much like you think they will be. And from what I could tell in the videos, some of the guys I had never met before, still haven't met, were like that. And that's the part I missed too. There was a lot of new YouTubers within the last year that were there, and would have loved to have gotten together with some of those guys. But it's I was trying to figure out, I don't have an exact number, but I gotta have met at least 75 YouTubers, if not more. Now, most of them have been at the National, but met Nina at a Cleveland baseball game, met Bob Lewis at a Pittsburgh Cards show, met Chris Missouri for the first time up in Strongsville. Was taking a trip down south last year, and I got to go to John Mangini's house and hang out with him. And then we were heading down a little farther south, and we stopped in Savannah, and I had breakfast with Alex Bowman 53. So it's just not the National where you get to see these people. Now you have friends all over the country, and if you happen to be traveling somewhere, you can say, hey, if I'm in Dallas, Mike, what's up? If I'm in Missouri, Chris, Philadelphia, you got all those guys out there. It's, it is what we say it is about the people in the community. And I was happy to see, especially the new people, their first National, how excited they were. And then kind of the veterans of the National, seeing that they were kind of happy for those people. And of course they welcomed them like I knew they would. And especially after getting that Airbnb last year with all those guys, it was a little tough after having so much fun. But again, that's just part of life. There's other Nationals, and plan on being in Cleveland next year. Going to try getting an Airbnb with a bunch of guys again, and 2-hour drive for me, so that'll be nice. But wanted to show some other YouTube things here. So as many of you know, I have an autograph book, and I try to get a photo of a YouTuber. I don't have the book on me, but I just got some of these pictures developed today, so I thought I'd share a couple of them. So this is Josh Stottlemyre 1 in Strongsville. Andrew Nuff Said Cards was there, and so was Mike, Canadian Cards, and for some reason I didn't get a photo with them. Becoming a really good friend of mine, Chris from Missouri, also in Strongsville. Spent the night with him and roomed together with him. And then in March, Jason Zombie Collector was down visiting Bob Lewis, and they were going to be at a card shop about 2 miles from my house. So didn't get to spend a whole lot of time with Jason, but spend, maybe half an hour walking around the store with him. So knocked another guy off my list. So I was really happy to meet him. And then I'm just going to show some things I've gotten from YouTubers in the past. Cheers from Jesse, Think Blue 77. Knows I love that Bowman, Jackie Robinson, and my 2 guys. Very cool gift. Got a, and I'm not showing everything that I've received from people. There's just so much of it. But Picker Jim S, great Elroy face. Last year at the National, I picked up a Stan Musial copy of this, and Eric Fourleaf and I were on the back porch smoking cigars, and he said, let's see what other players they have. And they said, oh, look, there's a Ralph Connor. I was like, dang, somebody already bought that thing. Turns out he bought it and sent it to me. These tins. And then some cards that I got from fellow YouTubers. Al Oliver from John Mangini. Got two here from Scott, Reindeer Studios. Of course, they're Cleveland Indians. And he acts like he doesn't like me. We all know he really does. Actually, I think I might be his best friend. Rick Oddball Cards sent me this rookie Kiner. There's a really tiny pinhole. I don't know if I can, yeah, there you can see it up top. But when it's on a display, you don't see it. Alan, it's baseball cards. I bought some cards off of him, and he asked me if I had this. I didn't. He threw it in for free. Nina S., good friend of mine, sent me this great Buck Blasters. Alex Bowman 53 sent me a Bowman 53 along with a little art piece of the 54 Red Heart Stan Musial. And then John 70s, that 70s show, sent me probably most valuable card, rarest in my collection, the 1978 Mario Mendoza. I know you're all jealous, but who else has a scrub player on their team that's as famous as Mario is? So guys, I didn't get on here to be sad in the beginning or anything. I was just showing you how life happens sometimes. And really did miss seeing y'all at the National. You know, my wife, she'll hear the phone ring and she'll say, "Is that your mom, your brother, or one of your little baseball card buddies?" And usually it's one of my baseball card buddies. Or she'll walk by outside while I'm watching TV. She's like, "Baseball cards again? How can you keep watching that? Aren't you just so bored and sick of it?" And what she doesn't get is it's not the cards I'm watching. It's you guys and girls in the community that I'm watching, that I've become such great friends with, and honestly don't know now that I have this community what I would do without it. So to all you guys that went, I hope you had the best of times and it met your expectations, and you got to meet the people you were looking to and got the cards you wanted. And for the rest of us who didn't go, that's all. Maybe we'll all be in Cleveland next year or some other local show that we'll see each other. So, as always, guys, thanks for watching my video, and I'll talk to you soon.